Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the university community, good morning and welcome. I'm Bill Patterson, University Secretary and Director of Governance Support. Graduations are one of the university's most important events. This year, the university will hold 42 ceremonies, both in Sydney and in Shanghai. On occasion, the university seeks to honour individuals who have made extraordinary impacts upon society through the contributions they have made to the university. Today, the university will bestow an honorary award upon an outstanding member of our community. I would like to introduce to you the official party who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Ms. Catherine Livingstone, AC, Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Chancellor is joined today by Professor Andrew Parfitt, Vice-Chancellor and President, Dr. Lisa O'Brien, AM, Pro-Chancellor, Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO, who will be awarded a Doctor of Laws honoris causa and also deliver the occasional address, Professor Anita Stumke, Dean of the Faculty of Law, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are Emeritus Professor Peter Booth, former Provost and Senior Vice President, Emeritus Professor Leslie Hitchens, AM, former Dean of the Faculty of Law and Acting Provost and Vice President, Emeritus Professor Rosalind Croucher, AM, former President of the Australian Human Rights Commission, Emeritus Professor Paul Redman, AM, former Professor of Law, Ms. Anne Dwyer, former Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Corporate Services and Vice President, Distinguished Professor Larissa Berendt, AO, Laureate Fellow at the Jumbunna Institute for Indigenous Education and Research, Associate Professor Mary Coupland, a former academic from the Faculty of Science, Ms. Diane Hill, Professor Isabella Alexander, Dr. Patrick Tooth and Mr. Peter Mumford, members of the University's Council, Professor Tony Dooley, Chair of the Academic Board, professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who've played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge our members of staff graduating today, James Christopher Beaufils and Ha Mai Nguyen. I would also like to acknowledge a former student member of council graduating today, Kurt Cheng. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Ms. Catherine Livingstone, AC, our Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology Sydney duly assembled. And on behalf of the University of Technology Sydney, and before we begin proceedings, and on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I would like to pay our respects to their elders both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Law. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates, but also recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom are with us here today, and we warmly welcome you as together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I will now ask Professor Andrew Parfitt, Vice-Chancellor and President, to present a candidate for the Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Chancellor, the Council of the University has established the award of Doctor of Laws honoris causa to be made to persons who, in its opinion, have made an outstanding contribution to professional practice in a discipline of interest to the University. Chancellor, I present to you Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO. Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO, is a Professor of Law and former Dean of Law at UTS. Professor McHugh is one of the most admired and respected intellectual property academics nationally and internationally. She's been a leading thinker in the intellectual property community for many years and has made an indelible mark at UTS and in the wider higher education sector and the legal profession. Professor McHugh began her distinguished academic career at the University of New South Wales. She joined UTS as Dean of Law in 2005. In her 7 years as Dean, she made an enormous contribution to the faculty, strengthening its research culture, transforming its curriculum, and attracting senior academics from other institutions. Professor McHugh's strategic and consultative leadership ensured UTS Law became one of Australia's most highly regarded law faculties. Professor McHugh's leadership extends to setting Australian legal standards and defining legal education. As Chair of the Council of Australian Law Deans, Professor McHugh took a leading role in bringing law student and lawyer wellbeing into focus, resulting in the inclusion of self-management in the Australian Quality Framework requirements for law schools in Australia. Professor McHugh continues to be active in this area, and this includes leading a project to produce best practice psychological wellbeing guidelines for law firms, which have been adopted by more than 200 legal and healthcare organisations and workplaces. In 2012, Professor McHugh was appointed Commissioner in charge of the Australian Law Reform Commission's review into copyright and the digital economy. The report was adopted by the Productivity Commission, and the work resulted in a sophisticated body of evidence now referred to regularly in legal education, research and government submissions. Professor McHugh is an integral member of Australia's academic intellectual property community. She is published widely in the field and is responsible for leading texts in the field, including as the original author of significant parts of the authoritative intellectual property in Australia, now in its 6th edition. Professor McHugh's work in intellectual property has enhanced the legal protection of ideas, innovations and artistic works, allowing individuals and businesses to garner the full benefits of their efforts. As an emeritus professor in the UTS Faculty of Law, she continues to be involved in research and scholarship. She is currently the lead chief investigator on an Australian Research Council discovery grant titled Producing, Managing and Owning Knowledge in the 21st Century University. She is also a highly valued mentor. Professor McHugh's exceptional achievements were recognised in 2023 when she was awarded an Officer of the Order of Australia. It is a great honour for the University of Technology, Sydney to confer Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO, a Doctor of Laws honoris causa, in recognition of her significant contribution to the legal profession, to law reform and policy making, and to the legal higher education sector. Chancellor, in recognition of her distinguished contribution, I ask you to admit Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO, to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
So by the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I admit Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO, to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. I now invite Professor Anita Stunke, Dean of the Faculty of Law, to present graduates.
Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Law to stand. Chancellor, The UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Law as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Law who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
So on behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have now qualified. Huge congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, students undertaking higher degrees by research in law are highly valued in the faculty. The research strength of the faculty is reflected in and enhanced by our cohort of high-quality research students. Investing in research and early career researchers is an investment in the future of UTS and the nation. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate receiving a research degree. The following student has graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy, James Christopher Balfoes. For a thesis entitled, "That'll Never Happen Because We Don't Want White People to Raise Our Kids. Experiences of First Nations people in the New South Wales out-of-home care system," supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Teresa Liebsman and co-supervisors Professor Christopher Cunneen and Distinguished Professor Larissa Barent AO. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. James Christopher Balfoes. Chancellor, each year UTS recognises a select few undergraduate candidates of exceptional merit. Such candidates are honoured by the award of the University Medal. Chancellor, I now present to you graduates receiving an undergraduate award and the University Medal in the Faculty of Law. The following students have graduated with the Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Bachelor of Laws Honours with First Class Honours and University Medal, Sebastian Baltasar Gatjayers Hood. The Bachelor of Laws Honours with First Class Honours and University Medal, Bachelor of International Studies, Hope Marie Siciano. Chancellor, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Juris Doctor Graduate Certificate in Professional Legal Practice, Jin Tze Li. Claudia Stahl. Miles Alexander van Rijn. Juris Doctor with Distinction, Catherine Morizot. Stephen Roy Knott. Juris Doctor David Thomas Mills Burley. Callum Oscar Ellison. Jasmine Feng. Eric Franco. Kai Kan. Wei Hang Kong. Matthew Muncaster. Gayatri Dhananjara Pereira. Sarah Hong Yan Lee Quinn. Dwayne Salem. Alexandra Louisa Stevenson. Ella Xiao Yu Su. Natalie Victoria Suarez. Paul Anthony Tui. Alexandra Celesta Hill Tokoli. Sophie Matilda von Plomgren. Ziyi Wang. Beth Wilson. Diana Zhang. Master of Intellectual Property, Katerina Maria Janelis. Natalie Coletta Lecomte. Robert Pacella. Kent Roderick Teague. Jasmine Bianca Waddell. Master of International Commercial and Business Law, Sinamalain Kuong. Ha Mei Nguyen. Master of Legal Studies, Ria Kokhar. Graduate Diploma in Legal Studies, Elijah Victor Wu. Graduate Diploma in Migration Law and Practice, Ronaldo Abelita. Chloe Oscar Crawford. Amarjit Singh Bajwa. Dharmesh Pupatbhai Bikadia. Prem Chandra Busal. Ali Tamer Bukakli. Maria Ivy Kayayan Kalyeo. Shane Michael Court. Normida Estores Servo. Matilda Corti. Mandeep Singh Goraya. Sambhu Guni. Chris Haljak. Li Shan Huang. Anup Kafle. Yakshini Bai Kalidasan. Kunal Kataria. Bulson Kumar Lamgudi. Elizabeth Tse Ling Long. Lee Nicole MacDonald. Tao Kam Tu Nguyen. Vishnu Kumar Shrista. Sabina Shrista. Vijay Pal Singh. Mohammed Abu Said. Genevieve Francisco Ventura. Wasan Wiri Yassin. Asele Yermekova. Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Ivy Lok Shi. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Graduate Certificate in Professional Legal Practice, Hima Fatima. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Melanie Lajdovsky. Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Cassandra Ellen Riley. Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Untara Narayan. Olivia Yuri Tomiyama. Bachelor of Communication, Strategic Communication, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Taylor Rose Curry. Bachelor of Information Technology with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Wendy Lamb. Bachelor of Medical Science, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Lauren Renata Krejci. Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Farah Alamedina. Eleni Tsionis. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with Second Class Honours, Tiana Shani de Silva. Braden John Joseph Gosling. Adrian Makris Mariakis. Bachelor of Economics with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with Second Class Honours, Neve Petro. Bachelor of Laws, Honours with Second Class Honours, Sean Clare. Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Bachelor of Laws, Graduate Certificate in Professional Legal Practice, Stephen Stelbach. Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Darian Bashar. Olivia Caroline Rose Bell. Mark Thomas Calderon. Fiza Chaudhary. Arathi Eyaswara Kumar. Jennifer Kukides. Zoe Eliza Pliatigas. Peter Ryan Reichmann. Nicholas Shembri. Michelle Spring. Jonathan Youssef. Georgia Kate Salunado. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Elspeth Hilda Rose Davey. Lauren Gandour. Kirit Grewal. Shamila Haddad. Jack Alexander Hood. Ethan Jacob Killen. Melissa Zara Kurt. O Tilly Chi Shun Lao. Angelina Elizabeth Livingston. Marie Elysia Luskos. Xavier Bernard Lynch. Mia Grace Mossenson. Delini Nagahawata. Isabel Nastevsky. Umema Parek. Grace Eloisa Roberts. Sarah Saliba. Fahim Shan. Majd Sultan. Emily Teresa Turner. Daniela Wada. Emily Xu. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Graduate Certificate in Professional Legal Practice, Brittany Sky Cairns. Michael Nabil Kerbaj. Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Laws, Raisa Tasnim Mahmood. Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media, Bachelor of Laws, Isabella Dunstan. Malika Gazula. Isabella Grace Rogers. Katrina Carlisle Stewart. Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Bachelor of Laws, Ayman Baghdadi. Clarita Shalita. Kayla Famiglietti. Olivia Gemma Sharp. Eliane Josephine Turnbull. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Bachelor of Laws, Isabella Willis. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Bachelor of Laws, Tatum Bird. Julia Cassis. Mary Jo Gitani. Jin Woo Kim. William James Marshall. Julia Teresa Pascale. Nathania Wirajaya. Sandra Zelic. Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Bachelor of Laws, Kurt Chi Feng Cheng. Edward Arthur Clenahan. Aisling Ain Coffey. Brittany Ganum. Thomas Hanai. Sabina Rosa Matosin Hunter. Georgia Teresa Potter. Chloe Deborah Aparicio Requejo. Jalen Emina Reza. Erica Lee Serrano. Lily Tatum. Bachelor of Economics with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Leon Gao. T. Hung Chin. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Bachelor of Laws, Neve Esther Martin. Adele Danica Phillips. Tamsin Schooler. Saba Shahata. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Biology, Bachelor of Laws, Rinad Mamdo A. Munchi. Bachelor of Science in Medical Science, Bachelor of Laws, Reshma Kozalia Sinvas Nesan. Bachelor of Laws, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Graduate Certificate in Professional Legal Practice, Simran Pun. Bachelor of Laws, Bachelor of International Studies, Chloe Ann Castro. Sofia Pagliari Viegas. Bachelor of Laws, Rawan Al-Kamache. Michelle Areji. Patricia Amota. Luke John Blake. Carl Francis Christian. Raphael Kenneth Chu. Tanaka Nigel Dube. Natalie Teresa G-Work. Ismail Habib Zadeh. Brianna Meg Hicks. Janet May Ruby. Danya Sarmed Jalal. Alevi Kondoka. Wissam Mani. Sarah Rose Morris. Eliza Nay Potter. Nasim Nejadi. T. Tui Duin Cindy Nguyen. Sarah Odukea. Dakshika Senuwani Pereira. Fayyad Rahim. Emil Peter Saab. Carla Sassina. Shania Katie Kumarage Sajat. Mitchell John Stanifith. Gretel Cecilia Toe. Harrison Robert Villar. Xiao Nan Wang. Jackie Bo Tru Wong. Ho Tak Yip. Lambros Zelios. Juris Dr. Christine Scarf. Graduate Diploma in Migration Law and Practice, Tan Kiet Do.
Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Law.
So on behalf of all at UTS, I'd like to again say huge congratulations to our new graduates, but really just as importantly to your family and friends who have no doubt given support, love and a great deal of understanding during your studies. Finishing a degree or a diploma is a major milestone, and we certainly don't underestimate the hard work and the sacrifices that you've made in reaching this goal. You should be very proud of yourselves because your university is certainly very proud of you. Now, your graduation is one of the most important moments in your life, and it brings with it both opportunities and challenges. And the opportunities have never been greater for UTS graduates, particularly as employers really regard not just the quality of education that you receive here, but also its very practical nature. But conversely, the challenges have never been greater. In the workplace, expectations and scrutiny are already high, but continue to grow. And I would urge you all to maintain, and this is the most important point, to maintain at all times the highest level of professional and personal integrity. Confront the ethical dilemmas, they will arise, but confront them with courage, and remember the caution that the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you condone. But beyond the opportunities and challenges, a graduation signals that you have gained new knowledge. Use it wisely and use it responsibly. Be seen to contribute, to give, not to take. And I say this particularly because you are graduates of a University of Technology, and we all know that technology can be an enormous force for good, but it can have unintended consequences, and we need to be aware of those. And particularly as graduates from the Faculty of Law, there are instances where the intentions of technology are not benign. And this is, as we all know, creating a significant challenge in society as we speak. But there will be times when knowledge alone is not enough, and you'll be called upon to make judgments where the answer is not clear. Now, judgment is informed by experience, and particularly the experience you gain from making mistakes. We can all look at our successes, but the irony is we don't really learn from our successes. It's our mistakes that we focus on, but never regard mistakes negatively. They are an incredible way of developing learning and of building those reserves of judgment. So if you're not making mistakes, you aren't really trying hard enough. But my challenge to all of you here today is to make sure that you make enough space and time to develop those reserves of judgment. Turn off the laptop, turn off the iPhone, and just think. Think about the questions you need to ask, think about the answers you receive, and think about the judgments you're being called upon to make. And again, I can't stress enough how crucial it is to be able to think. We all know that the environment, both the work and the social environment, is incredibly complex, but with careful thought, it can be managed rather than being overwhelming. But the key point in this thinking is not just to recognise the intended consequences, but also the unintended consequences. And that's a real career skill, to actually look at both sides of any situation. So please make time to develop those skills, that skill of looking at the unintended. It's to ask the next question, not just the first question, but what's the second question I need to ask here? But obviously, we hope that your relationship with UTS doesn't end here today. Your careers will take many dimensions, both geographically and also in different sectors. But you will need, as we all do, lifelong learning, continuous learning. And at UTS, we are very focused on how we can support you, our alumni, in addressing your lifelong learning needs. So we now welcome you into the global UTS alumni community. Stay involved and stay in touch. And remember that the UTS Alumni Office is your lifelong connection to UTS. So may I congratulate you all again and wish you every success in applying the skills and knowledge that you have gained in this world-class institution. Well done again. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, AO, to deliver the occasional address this morning. Jill.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, the Dean of Law and university colleagues, distinguished guests and graduates, your families and friends. It is customary, I believe, upon the award of an honorary degree to point out that it is you, the graduates, who have done all the work to achieve the qualification bestowed upon you today, and to ask the question, what has the honorary recipient done to deserve this? So I'll tell you in a minute. But to begin with, I would like to acknowledge all of you graduates for getting to the point of finishing your degree and now graduating. I completely understand what is involved in getting a law degree, and I'm thrilled to be sharing this day with you. And I'd also like to thank the University Council, through you, Chancellor, for the great honour bestowed on me today. In preparing my comments for you today, I consulted some experts and I looked at a video of Taylor Swift giving a graduation speech, and I thought she did rather a good job. But before I was about to plagiarise it completely, my granddaughter pointed out that it has many Easter eggs, which are hidden messages in it for her fans, and I thought, well, I'm not quite up to that, so I'd better just tell you what is probably quite cliche, but it is nevertheless true. So law graduates, I say to you, you are a very privileged group. Law is about the way our world works. Our legal system, which you have spent the last few years studying, is the foundation of our way of life. No one can do anything in the modern world without the assistance of lawyers. And believe it or not, contract and property rules are the bedrock on which our community operates. And above all, the rule of law is what secures our freedoms of speech, of movement, of not being locked up without due process, of having a transparent and impartial judicial system, of having a democracy where laws are made by elected representatives of the people. And you law graduates have been trained in the great values our law represents and the rules that govern these principles and those of any ordered society. When I was Dean of Law at UTS, we conducted an exercise in which we went to law firms to ask, what is it you look for in a law degree and what do you want law graduates to know? And the answers we got were contract, property, equity. These are the foundations of our society and also of the regulation of much modern technology. I could talk at length about this, but I won't, but just take it on faith. And what lawyers want new lawyers to understand is the things that I've mentioned, the basic foundational principles. Everything we do is based on that. For the last 50 years or so, we know that only about half of law graduates end up in legal practice. So my remarks are not confined to those of you who will practice law. Be assured, whatever you do, you will use your legal training, ability to analyse, construe documents, and understand how the world works in any job, or indeed in any voluntary position you take on. Somehow, my training in statutory interpretation has not always allowed me to understand parking signs, but that's another story. The answer to my earlier question as to why I am up here talking to you today is because of my colleagues who have been kind enough to support and recognise me. And when I look back over my career, it is the colleagues I worked with, the friends I made, the mentors who helped me, and the students I taught and from whom I learnt, who filled my career with satisfaction and a sense of purpose. And some of them are here today. And also some of my dearest friends who have encouraged me all the time along the way. It is my wish for you that you can experience the friendships and relationships in the work context and outside that make it so worthwhile. So the first thing I would say to you today is get involved and stay involved with your colleagues and do the things that you can to help them in their work. It's long been recognised that engagement is one of the strongest indicators of being happy at work. And while I'm urging you to find satisfaction in work, it's something that's secreted interstitially. It's hidden away in doing your everyday work. It's not something that's an aim in itself. It will come when you do your best and support your colleagues. The second thing I'm going to say to you is never underestimate your ability to change what needs to be changed. I read the other day that one person can be like a tiller on a ship, helping direct and change direction, even if the ship is a large and unwieldy one. And there are various ways that you can help change things, ranging from being a concerned member of the community to standing for political office, or taking jobs where you can actually effect change. One of my jobs was as a Law Reform Commissioner at the Australian Law Reform Commission, where I led a huge review of copyright law to see if it was fit for purpose in a digital economy. We had nearly 900 submissions and I read all of them. Every one was taken note of and many were used in the issues paper, the discussion paper and the final report. If the Attorney General's Department, which was in charge of the review, got a letter or email, they would ring me and they would say, a stakeholder is saying something. What is the response to this concern? It may seem that you cannot have any influence through engaging in community discourse, but the first step is to actually do something, even if it's just writing to a politician. Now, by now you're all wondering what marvellous changes to copyright law occurred as a result of the Digital Agenda Review. And for a long time, it looked like the answer might be very little or nothing. However, that would not be true, as in the decades since the review, there has been what I call reform by 1,000 pen strokes, and a great deal of what was recommended has been enacted. It did help that the Productivity Commission supported the review, as was mentioned earlier, but it was pointed out to us during the review that the government does not have a review if they already know the answer. It is not the low-hanging fruit that they need to discover anything about, but the hard things that are recommended, and this may take a while, so don't give up. Stay on the lookout for what needs to change and try and do what you can. It's a long time since I was at law school and I was going to make a list of all the legislation, all the changes that have occurred, which are mainly for improvement or correction of previous unfairnesses. But it was so long and extensive I can't mention them all here, but I'll just tell you a few. The changes I've seen have ranged from recognising what used to be called illegitimate children as now having equal rights to all children, the introduction of no-fault divorce, the recognition of de facto and same-sex relationships for succession, superannuation and other purposes, even the regulation of commercial practices. When I started law school, there was no Trade Practices Act, now called the Competition and Consumer Act, and no protection really against misleading, deceptive activity in the marketplace. So don't overlook the smallest action you can take. Even writing a letter, it will be read. The third thing I'll say to you, and the Chancellor has emphasised this, is to act ethically in your work and of course in your personal life. In the context of the legal profession, this means remembering that you have a duty to the court, being a duty which is to the broader community, to advance justice, the rule of law, and our fundamental freedoms and security. This is much more important than your duty to any client or to yourself. The consequences of not remembering that are dire, and the news is full of recent examples of what happens when ethical conduct is not observed. One of the things your legal education has attempted to instill in you is ethical principles, and one of the challenges for legal academics is to decide when this should be included in your course. If it's in first year, it's soon forgotten and not well understood. If it's at the end of the course, it may be too late. In any event, in case you haven't noticed, you had it at both ends. We have tried, and we've included ethics at the beginning and the end of your degree, so you lot please try as well. Now, apart from the intrinsic necessity of acting in an ethical manner, the loss of reputation, employment, and future prospects is the inevitable outcome when the behaviour comes to light, as it always will in a democracy with a free press and the rule of law. And very recent examples you can all think of. One includes using one client's confidential information to allow other clients to pay less tax. Actually, there's nothing wrong with helping your client pay less tax, but it must be done within the law. When banks gave inappropriate financial advice or sold financial products to vulnerable clients with no hope of benefit, that was an ethical scandal. And at the moment in Victoria, there is a case involving a criminal lawyer who acted as an informant for the police, while at the same time representing the clients she was informing on, in an amazingly egregious act of conflict of interest. I read the paper this morning, I found more examples. I don't have time to tell you them all. Sometimes it will be you as an individual who's asked to overlook something or to do something outside the rules that you know is incorrect, and you will be tempted. You might be tired, it might be 3 a.m, you might have been working all night, but ask the question, would I like to read this on the front page of the newspaper tomorrow, and act accordingly? So, acting according to the standards of your profession is one aspect of the fourth and final thing I'm going to say, which is to look after yourselves and your health, mental and physical. I've run out of time, so perhaps I can recommend to you an article published in the Vanderbilt Law Review in 1999. It was entitled, "On Being a Happy, Healthy and Ethical Member of an Unhappy, Unhealthy and Unethical Profession." This article has lots of good advice, but it advocates that acting ethically is one of the best protections against the perils that may befall a young lawyer. So get into the habit of it and stay that way. Now, although the world seems a dark place, maintain hope that the rule of law and all the promise it holds will prevail, and you are the people to ensure this. So thank you for sharing your graduation with me. Chancellor, I thank you and the Council and my colleagues again for today's honour.
Graduations are indeed among the most important occasions in the life of a university, and we're so privileged at UTS to have some of the most distinguished members of our community speak to us on these occasions. And today, Professor McHugh, a deeply respected and influential scholar and changemaker, as you heard through the citation, but I think you can also see through the speech why she is so treasured as a mentor. She reflected on the rule of law to support our freedoms that we value so much, and the great responsibility you have and we all have as graduates, and the need to build on that as a foundation for the future. She's given some good advice. The importance of collegiality, the importance of change, the importance of acting ethically, and the importance of looking after yourselves. Graduates, I hope that you reflect on this good advice from Professor McHugh and that you build it into your future careers. Would you join me again in thanking Professor Jill McHugh for this morning's address?
Chancellor, guests, graduates, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. On behalf of the Chancellor, I invite you to join the official party for refreshments. These will be served in the Great Hall foyer and in the balcony room adjoining this hall. The photography, framing and memorabilia services are located on level 4, which is 1 floor below us. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. As it does, I invite our new graduates to join the procession, which will end in the balcony room. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?